Well, here now with reaction, Florida Congressman Byron Donalds, Project 21 Chairman Horace Cooper, and Democratic pollster Doug Schoen. Look, Doug, you always call balls and strikes. That's why we love you. You know, those songs, those antics, and the just constant swearing, I don't know that that's ingratiating themselves to anybody. Does that move the needle anywhere? That is such an embarrassment from my standpoint. I'm embarrassed for these people.
Yeah, Jason, I'm embarrassed too. It hurts them with everybody, including the base, because what people want is a loyal opposition that agrees with the administration where there's consensus, like on illegal immigration, offers alternative policies on the economy, inflation, protecting key social programs. That's what the country wants from Democrats, not rallies, protests, profanity, and frankly, foolishness that hurts the Democratic Party and undermines our democratic system.
Congressman Donalds, you have to be with these people day in and day out. That's your job. That's what you signed up for. But to be there and try, I mean, they're just flailing. Look, we're just 3.5 weeks into the Trump administration, for goodness sake. And they are just flailing like I've never seen before.
To quote the current Minnesota governor, their behavior is just plain weird. I mean, you can't make this stuff up. They're singing all around Washington, as opposed to being in the offices of Capitol Hill, working with us to root out the waste, the fraud, the abuse. Over the last 20 years, the U.S. government has spent $3 trillion on improper payments. Let me say it again, $3 trillion. So if it takes Donald Trump and Elon Musk and his team to go agency by agency, department by department to root out the waste, then so be it. That's what the American people want to see. And I do agree with Doug. I think what they want to see from Democrats is let's actually find a way to work together to get these things done in a positive way. And as somebody who was the loyal opposition to the previous administration, we tried to find areas to work with them, but they simply got everything wrong. The election results this November proved that. But if they're just going to sing and yell at microphones, that's fine. We're going to move. We're going to move without them because the American people demand that this job gets done appropriately.
Horace, what's your take on all of this?
I use the word unhinged. I'm watching this behavior, and the world's oldest political party is acting in these last 3 months like a bad high school remake of Thelma and Louise. I mean, they're literally wanting, it appears, to just drive the political party over the cliff. Now, I could say as a partisan, yes, that's great. But competition actually works in every area. The whole country benefits if there is a robust, aggressive, and smart political parties on both sides of the aisle operating. What we've been seeing is something very pitiful, something very sad, and we're going to get pretty close to the point where we start talking about election primaries, and then we're going to be talking about midterm elections. If there's not a course correction now, this isn't going to look good for them at all.
Doug, you know what's amazing to me is that Trump derangement syndrome is it's alive and well. No matter what Donald Trump says, they're the opposite. So when Donald Trump talks about common sense things and wants to root out waste, fraud, and abuse, they immediately say, oh, no, we're against that. And it's just such a bad look. I think that's why that Axios poll, 11 out of 11, say Elon Musk and Donald Trump keep going, because that's exactly what you should be doing.
The American people, Jason, and I agree with you, want decisive action. They want fraud, waste, and abuse rooted out. They may well, Trump and Musk, be going further than many Americans would go. But you know what? There's been so much indecision and inaction that people want bold, decisive action. My advice to my party is get with the program and stand up for what you believe is right in the context of taking on waste, fraud, and abuse, taking on inflation, taking on a comprehensive immigration reform package that tightens the southern border, but does it in a commonsensical way. Representative Donalds is right. Work with the opposition party to get a better outcome, not demonstrate, yell, use profanity, and make fools of yourself.
Congressman Donalds, you know, one of the amazing things to me is you look at the filling out of Donald Trump's cabinet. Two of those members were actually Democratic nominees for the presidency of the United States, RFK Jr. and Tulsi Gabbard. And Donald Trump did what the Democrats promised they would do, but never did, which is to expand the tent and be inclusive and bring people together. And so you get an RFK Jr., for instance, getting sworn in with Tulsi Gabbard. It truly is amazing. And yet the MAGA side of the equation, Republicans, are giddy as can be that we got Democrats also in the administration. I've never seen that before.
I think the reason why you're seeing so many Republicans being happy with how Donald Trump has filled out the cabinet is because everybody he has picked is committed to the agenda that he ran on. There's not a lot of difference between the people who are through the cabinet. You know, RFKJ and Donald Trump might have different opinions on some issues, but when it comes to making America healthy again, there's no disagreement. And so that's why you see Republicans embracing RFKJ, embracing Tulsi Gabbard, because they do believe in making sure that our food is healthy for our kids. They do believe in not having a weaponized intelligence community that operates against the interests of the American people and of our elected representatives. And that's the type of common sense approach that not just Republicans, but the American people have been thirsting for a very long time in our country. The cabinet reflects that. This is why they're moving very fast through the United States Senate. And this is why Donald Trump has high approval ratings, something that no political prognosticator ever thought was possible, but it has occurred in 2025.
Horace, last word to you, because you know what? I never thought I'd see a Kennedy as part of a Trump administration. I just never thought it would happen. It's amazing.
What we've witnessed over these last 3 weeks is an effort on the part of a fringe element to take over their party and be on the wrong side of 80-20 issues. It doesn't matter whether or not you think it's okay for a 15-year-old boy to shower with a 13-year-old girl. Most of America does not. And when you talk about this waste that DOJ has identified, again, you want to be on the 20 side instead of the 80 side, where Americans who work hard, and we're heading into tax season, and they're wondering, why am I having to pay for all of this? In honor of Valentine's Day, let me just say this. Roses are red, violets are blue. You guys are crazy, and you're likely to lose.
Well said.
That's pretty
Horace
good.
Cooper, Congressman Byron Donalds, Doug Schoen, thank you so much for joining us. Really do appreciate it.